Dr. Basil Silva, I welcome you to our channel Paradise Isle. I came across your letter to the editor in the Daily Mirror. So I would like to know what made you to write this letter to the paper.
Right. First of all, let me welcome you to my house for having come to see me, and I am very glad to talk to you about what made me to write this article, write the letter to the papers. You know, I have been studying Buddhism for a very long time, and I have traveled in many countries, and I have observed the minds of people, and I notice that always, as Lord Buddha says, my teachings are for the people who know and see. So, I was very impressed with this statement of Buddha saying that his teachings are for the people who know and see. That implies that there are two sectors of people in the society, those who know and see and those who don't know and don't see. So there is always a clash between the two groups, and it is one of the causes for Lord Buddha's first statement, the samsaric existence is suffering. First noble truth is suffering. So this is one area I saw for myself in my experience in my working life. And this to a great extent made me to ask the question, what are you doing going here and there, going to this country, that country, doing this job, that and that, what are you accumulating? Then in the process, I came across various philosophers' readings and lot of Buddhist preachers, and then came to know and came to find out the true existence and what suffering is spread out into the whole sectors of the whole world. So therefore that made me to give up my professional life and then look forward for a recluse life for me to pursue my interest. So in the process I have observed that one of the greatest teachings that the world has ever seen by the Buddha's utterances are now getting a little distorted in this country, and that is because of infiltrations from various other sectors that is trying to clash and has spread into our country and our religion and our teachings of Buddha, and caused a delay or a delay in the attainment of the final teachings of the Buddha, which is the attainment of Nibbana. After Maliyadeva Rahatan Wahanse, about quite a long time ago, no Arahants had appeared in Sri Lanka for a very long time. And that is because they did not have the proper books to learn, they did not have the proper teachings in the correct way. The teachings that there are have been distorted. Now for instance, Anapanasati, I have been to several places where they teach meditation, like Mitrigala and several places and several teachers. They always say Anapanasati means drawing in and drawing out and watching that and keeping your mind intact. That helps to concentrate and bring your mind into one point, and that takes you into a different direction. When you do that to a height, you get dhyanic powers. Dhyanic powers, I have done the done that process, I have got dhyanic powers, and I knew that this is one secret way of existing your samsara, prolonging your samsara for a pretty long time. After you come to a height in dhyanic power and you attain to height, then you will have to stay there in a period longer than where 6 or 7 Buddhas come and go. And then you drop down to one of the very poorest states where your karmic force will take you. But only recently that I came across Nibbana Palane Sri Dhamma Alankara Arahat, who has pointedly spoken, very sternly said, that will keep you in samsara forever and ever, but you must turn your mind to clear out, to eliminate all the rubbish within you, in your subconscious mind, in your manomaya kaya, in your self. And the only way to do that is to do the anapanasati and watch every thought that comes to your mind, analyze it. And analyze it means you first know, you keep your goals in mind and you know whether this is applicable to me or this is not applicable to me, this is right or wrong. And then you look at the society and you are now at this point you have two faces to see. One is the outside, one is the inside. First we'll say, you see what brought this memory to your mind, and it is a point for you to exercise your metta, mudita, karuna, upekka for the ill doings, wrong thinking, wrong behavior of outsiders. One. Number two, your inside, you have to find out why are you reacting to this, why are you jumping to collect that, or why are you not agreeing with that. That is because you have collected right through your samsara various likes and dislikes and abilities and disabilities, and these have been all accelerated by the 5 sense faculties that the universe has given you. In fact, I am a little disappointed with the way that the external forces have put on you, because their aim is to prolong the samsara, make us multiply. Even the animals, birds and flowers, they all are prone to multiply. Multiply means extension of the existence in samsara and multiplication of dukkha. So this is where, in that background, when I saw the preachings of Venerable Arahant Nibbana Palane Sri Dhamma Alankara Himi, I in fact thought that this is another Buddha that has appeared into the present day, because during the time of Buddha, the society was very remote and conditions were very poor, and Lord Buddha took 45 years to teach his Dhamma to a few people originally, and there were no facilities to talk to large crowds. It was the moonlight nights that helped him to propagate. But now today we have lot of facilities, and Venerable and Arahant Nibbana Palane Sri Dhamma Alankara can talk to the world at once and propagate the true Buddhist philosophy, having wiped away the wrong thinking, wrong interpretations and wrong misgivings that the people have got acquired. So I worship this Arahant, and that is why I was tempted, I was prompted to write this article in order to prevent some of those frivolous moves that those who do not see are trying to do. You see, Lord Buddha said, no, my teachings are for those who know and see. Now those who, even the people who have worn robes, සිවුරු දාගත්තු අය වුණත් හුඟක් දෙනෙක් කුට පේන්නෙත් නෑ, දන්නෙත් නෑ. ඒගොල්ලෝ මේ So now when they listen to the preachings of Vimanapalane Sridhamma Alankara Arahat, the jealousies inside them try to come out, and they try to block them because they are in fear that he will rise above them. This happened to Jesus Christ. You know, Jesus Christ, I studied, after he was crucified, he was put inside a tomb, but because of he had studied in Dhyanic powers in India, then he came out and there were few people to help him. Then the last words he said was, by trying to open the eyes of a few people, large crowds turned against me and tried to crucify me. I feared that the same thing might happen to Venerable Vimanapalane Sridhamma Alankara. Not even though it physically doesn't happen, mentally they might plan like that. You see, this is what made me to write this article.
Doctor, I am pleased what you have mentioned so far. Can you tell me the deeper reason what made you to write this?
The answer to your question is, I have got to know these unwanted elements, nefarious forces have tried several tricks to prevent the blossoming of the true Buddhism through this Arahant. And the opposing forces have got together and approached the president to create various commissions to curb the powers, to break the legs, to prevent them from telling the world the truth. In other words, they are going against the very words of Buddha, where Lord Buddha mentioned in Kalama Sutra. That means that we must have, the essence of it is that we must have the freedom to express our minds. If you don't have this freedom, then you will not be able to get out of this samsara ultimately. You will be prolonging your existence, agonistic existence forever and ever. It is now, an example has been given. A lotus flower blossoms after having come out from the dirty, muddy waters, and then it blossoms. If it blossoms, the dew and the water does not stay on its petals. But after a little while, the flower fades. So now these nefarious forces have got a maniac idea to curb the blossoming of the flower. This is why I got angry. And I heard that they have approached, I think they must have got hold of some Sangha also, and approached the president to create blocks. I think if the president does that, he will be committing the worst crime, worst sin that he has committed in his sansaric journey. Because after so many, Buddha has passed away 2600 years ago, now again a revival takes place. And if anybody tries to curb that or stop the arising of this, I think that is the end of it. That is what made me do. Now see, in the last part of the article, I point out, this is a very rare opportunity we Buddhists aspiring to attain Nibbana have got after quite a long period. It is our bounden duty to safeguard, preserve and promote and promote this golden opportunity. We appeal to the government to look into this situation using personnel with elevated minds and historical foresights together with penetrative foresights bearing in mind the fate of the future generations. We humbly request you to make sure that these undesirable, nefarious elements are eliminated.
Doctor, thank you very much for what you have mentioned, and you have been brief and to the point.